Hey there, what's up guys? My name is Useless Mango and I'd like to welcome you all to today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video where I've got 5 pretty cool DLC themes to share with you guys that should actually be added to GTA Online. Alright, so if you do go on to enjoy the video or you find it interesting at all, then do be sure to drop the video a like rating, and if you are new around here and you like my GTA 5 content, then why not hit that subscribe button? It only takes 2 seconds and it means that you won't miss any of my future uploads. Now with that out of the way, let's get it started. Alright, so our first feature actually comes from Asorin, who wants to see a DLC themed around JDM styled cars. So he wants to see a new mod shop similar to Benny's, but specifically to create cars that can become, and I quote, drifting beasts. So Asorin goes on to say that we should be able to apply sticker bomb parts to some of the Japanese themed cars already in game, and I'm assuming that with this DLC we'd be getting new vehicles as well, specifically for use in the new JDM mod shop, but also the ability to take existing cars in there too to turn them into proper JDM styled cars. So by now I'm sure there's at least a few of you out there wondering what on earth a JDM styled car is, and I'll put a few images up on screen now for you guys to show you the kinds of cars that people create. So as you can see, the majority of them are brightly coloured, lowered if not slammed, and feature some pretty cool liveries. And almost all of them will have a ridiculous amount of power behind them and are excellent drifting machines. Now you could say that Rockstar have sort of tried to implement this kind of theme with the 2 cars, or should I say upgrades, we received back in January with the Sultan RS and the Banshee 900R, but these are the only 2 vehicles that we currently have available to customise in Benny's that aren't lowriders. So more cars of this specification would be great in GTA Online and allow players to create some real monstrous drifting machines. Also, Rockstar could add a new type of race with these vehicles, where you could score points for drifting around the course, which could build up to give you a bonus when you finish the race. And now that we mention it, these cars could fit in with the Cunning Stunts DLC we know to be coming out at some point. So maybe there could not only be stunt races, but maybe even drift races. But who knows, a JDM themed DLC would be great, but whether or not it would fit in with the Cunning Stunts update, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. So moving on, and the next theme we're going to be discussing is an off-road / Blaine County DLC. Now this is probably going to be the biggest one on this list simply because all the others refer to one portion of the map, whereas this one refers to everything north of Rockford Hills. So that's Palito Bay, Sandy Shores, Mount Chiliad, and so on. And the northern region of the map seems to have been neglected and is still being ignored every time Rockstar releases a new DLC, despite the fact that there's so much potential for new events or new content to be added up north. Now it's something that members of the GTA community have been asking for quite some time now, and we still haven't heard anything of the sort as regards a Blaine County DLC. Now the main features that I thought of that could be included with a DLC like this are things like ultimate off-roading vehicles and maybe even a new mod shop to create these new off-roading vehicles. There could also be features such as being able to purchase the caravans found in Sandy Shores like where Trevor lives. New warehouse locations for organisations in the north could also come in handy, but one of the most requested features is to be able to purchase properties with a 10-car garage in Blaine County instead of being limited to Los Santos and not having the opportunity to house 10 vehicles in one garage anywhere else than the city. Now an off-road DLC could also bring more features to things like free mode events, as Rockstar could create an event that actually spawns in animals from single player and players could actually go hunting. Then this would open up new opportunities for creating new content like hunting rifles and clothing, as well as items like the elk whistle that you use in single player when playing as Trevor and hunting with Cletus. But anyways, a DLC that is based around Blaine County is needed to get players out of the city more and go explore up north. And that's actually a great way to lead into our next DLC theme, as this one is a biker theme. So if anyone has had a hard time in GTA 5, it's gotta be the Lost MC, as they're always being portrayed as the bad guys. Trevor kills Johnny Klebitz from GTA 4 in GTA 5 single player, then is constantly battling them for success with Trevor Phillips Industries. Unlike in GTA 4, we don't really get to see the Lost MC helping the main characters, or at least not being the bad guys in any situation. And unfortunately it's the same story for online, as there's always missions or gang attacks that include taking out the Lost MC. Not to mention there are very few people who ride around on bikes such as the Innovation and other chopper styled bikes as compared to the amount of people who drive sports cars and for all intents and purposes sports bikes. So if Rockstar were to add a DLC that would shine new light on these biker gangs and portray them as being the good guys, then maybe we could see things like new missions to complete from the Lost MC or even Johnny Klebitz himself. And the reason why I say this is because GTA Online is set 6 months before the events of GTA 5 single player, meaning that Johnny would still be alive, meaning that if we had the ability to become part of the Lost MC, then we could also complete missions for, or at least work with, characters that don't end up lasting in single player. Now a biker DLC could obviously add new bikes, but it would also be awesome if we could also set up our own biker gang, similar to the way that we can set up VIP and CEO organizations, and brand the vehicles and clothing using the crew emblem of the leader of the gang. Then players could take part in activities such as drug and weapon runs, similar to the buy missions that came with further adventures in finance and felony, but purely for biker gangs only. Alright, so staying in the north of the map, our next DLC theme is military. Now similar to the Lost MC, Merryweather are also portrayed as the bad guys in both GTA 5 and GTA Online, as we're constantly fighting against them for what we want. But what if we could join Merryweather or complete missions for them? It could add new vehicles from the Merryweather toy cupboard, as well as new challenges that don't for once involve fighting against them. Now this DLC would obviously not just be about Merryweather, but also the actual military in the game, the ones we find at Fort Zancudo. And to be honest with you, I can't see Rockstar adding the ability to become part of the military or Merryweather for that matter, but what if we could finally purchase aircraft like the laser fighter jet? Obviously it would be a bit weird if you just went out and bought a military fighter jet, but the Hydra's available, so it might be time to expand the amount of military jets we can actually purchase in online. And then obviously there's the aircraft carrier from Heists, and as we all know, it's just been added as a map in the recent adversary mode Power Play, and there is or was a glitch that you could use to enable the aircraft carrier in free mode. And to be honest, I don't really understand why Rockstar chose to leave it out of free mode. It's such a fun place to go to try and infiltrate, especially if there will be lots of army personnel guarding it. And now that I think about it, why can't Merryweather have their own vehicle for us to try and get in? So we all know that Merryweather are mainly based in one of the warehouses or dockyards towards the south of the map, but in there is the hull of a large submarine. And imagine how cool it would be if there was a Merryweather submarine that moved around the map and we could find it and attack it. This would not only add more challenges to the game, but also allow players to explore more out at sea and use more water vehicles such as small submarines to try and find and infiltrate this huge Merryweather underwater base. Alright, so our last but certainly not least theme on today's list is the sports DLC. Now if there's one feature that has room for potential, it's sports. Rockstar managed to add both tennis and golf into the game, and as a one-off, they're pretty fun, but there are numerous places around the map that could allow for new sports to be played. There's different volleyball places around the beach, there's running tracks and baseball at the college, and there's also a football field in the middle of Los Santos. Now volleyball might not be too hard to add as it's pretty much just tennis without rackets, but new games like baseball and football could make for new fun games to play in GTA Online, and also allow for more than 4 players to take part in. Personally, I don't really know why Rockstar chose not to implement new sports. Maybe it had something to do with there not being enough power left on the older generation consoles to be able to support all of these games and the DLCs that would be coming out, but maybe it's just something that Rockstar isn't interested in. Now as we all know, sports obviously don't pay very much as compared to some of the newer money making methods, so that's why they'd be kind of a one-off thing to do when you're tired of doing CEO missions and you're just looking to cool down with a calm game of golf or a simple game of football with your friends. But there would also be some pretty cool clothing items Rockstar could add to suit the sports theme. And I know that this is a bit of a long shot, but what about mascot costumes? Imagine if you were able to dress up as Pogo the Space Monkey in GTA Online. But there could also be some new vehicles that Rockstar could add to suit the sports theme. And again, they could also be similar to the mascot idea, or at least have some kind of promotional themed vehicles for an in-game sports team. Now the image I have is the little helmet car from the film 22 Jump Street. I think that this vehicle would be hilarious in GTA Online, just because of how much different it is compared to the vehicles we've been used to getting in GTA Online. Alright, so I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. What do you think of the themes we've discussed in today's video? What other features would you add to any of the new themes? Or do you have an even better theme that you want to see added to GTA Online? As always, be sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Okay, so that's all I've got for you guys today. If you did go on to enjoy the video or you found it interesting at all, then do be sure to drop the video a like rating. And if you are new around here and you like my GTA 5 content, then why not hit that subscribe button? It only takes 2 seconds and it means that you won't miss any of my future uploads. And as of making this video, it is the 4th of July, so to any people watching from the US or anywhere else that celebrates the 4th of July, I just want to wish you all a happy Independence Day, and with that said, I want to thank you guys for watching, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next video.